are going to do a very basic ID on, do they think the Republican Congress is doing a good job and representing them, and do they think the incumbent John Faso is doing well? Are they looking to vote him back into office in November, or are they hoping to, for someone else, or to vote for anyone who is a John Faso? What is the issue that's on the front of their minds? So, just trying to really get our fingers just a little bit on the pulse of the district. There are voters out there that love Republicans. They love John Faso. They love Trump Care. The most important thing they want to see is that the wall gets built, and John Faso, makes it easier to pollute, and he takes more money out of here to give to his lobbyist donors. And while those conversations aren't going to be the most fun ones we have, if we can identify those voters now, then let's never talk to them again. And it's much better to ID these voters than do these calls in October and accidentally remind them to vote. On the flip side, I'm sure, and we have found already, lots of voters who they can't stand John Faso and that he tried to repeal the ACA. They think he's terrible. They can't wait to vote him out of office. And, the sooner we ID these voters, and the sooner we, get the best contact info for them, and, try to get their email address and see what's on their mind, the quicker we ID these voters, the better off we'll be. Because these are the folks that, that we can try to get to volunteer. Volunteer for New York 19 votes and talk to other voters, and then volunteer for whoever wins the primary in June. The larger section of people is, we've been finding folks that don't like what Congress is doing. They don't really have an opinion on John Faso, and they're not really sure where they are voting wise, and that makes sense too. This being 10 months outside the election, but by getting what their issues are. That is what's going to help us build our messaging this year from the ground up and town and county on up, instead of the way it's normally done, where we end up getting our messaging and platform coming from, like our national polling firms on down, and we end up, with one message that we're bringing to every town in the district. And I think all of us on this call, whether we live in the 19th or if we're a district adopter and we've come and, canvass and volunteer here, every county in the 19th district is different. They share some issues, but no county has the same issues as another. And so by doing this very surface level issue survey, that's how we can start to build this messaging from the actual voters.